make up this, and you can't believe that Rasta is going along with this story. The skulls is there, the bones is there as to show us for evidence that these things happen. Okay, the church know that these things happen. The giants was here, Rasta. The giants was here. 25, 30 feet in the air, the stones was lift. Quarried one place and move, carried to another place. They dig it out, sculpture one place, and scientists don't know how it was done. It is mind battling, Rasta, and that's why we unearthing this to see. This is very powerful, and if you can figure out this, you can also know where we're heading, Rasta. Come on, let's here. Oh, we're gonna go to the biblical king and see what happened there. Because when they went there, there be a record that this is what they saw there. They're not the origin of who you meet in Genesis, please. They got one-eyed cyclops. Oh, I'd have ogres too. Those are a form of a giant, an ogre. You've heard of those. They got peaceable giants. They have giants that doesn't do people nothing too. There's peaceable giants too as well. Every time you heard of a giant, it doesn't have to be of a bad person. Going back again, animalistic. Yes, he realized that they're going back again to be animals. So, Jah didn't want that. And the men with the Ankh write some books, it's called the Books of the Dead. In Egypt, all they taught the pharaohs and them how to go down into death, and come back out and live again. They could have done that. There's books on it. The Tibetans have books on it. The Chinese have books. I mean, different cultures have books on it, not just the Chinese, okay? And Egypt too, Asian Egypt, remember that's what we're studying. We also have books on it too as well, to do with ancestral of Africa. We have books on books of the dead. Egyptian, Asian knowledge, okay? We have books on books of the dead. And those people had the Ankh, and they could have put down dead, and they write books and everything about the death and going into death and finding the Lord of death and putting the heart on the scale with the feather. Right? Putting the heart on the scale with the feather. And the crocodile used to eat your heart if all of your deeds was wrong or if it all wasn't right. The crocodile and them had a name and everything. And you could have paid your way out of death by knowing the questions that was going to be asked and knowing how to answer these questions. Or you could have, if you don't know how to answer these questions, you could have still tried to at least make it over to the other side by trying to find yourself being buried very close to one of these people who had their Book of the Dead written for them before they die. Because you gotta have it with you right there when you lay down died. It's right there for you. You understand? It's written for you at that time. It's very expensive, huh? Cost like a whole year's payment to get that book right for some people, because it's only nobilties that used to have it in Egypt. Only like the god and the goddesses and the pharaohs used to have it. Because the pharaohs take their depiction from the people from above. That is how we get here. And they still bear the records on their wall. Wallace civilization. The modern man is behind. That's why we have to be an ancient man in a modern time. Because the modern man is behind. Right? Modern man is behind. So the man that with the Ankh, they write the Book of the Dead, and people went down to the dead and come back out alive. Okay? They had them same man, they had the pyramids and everybody. After they went down there and come back out alive, I'm gonna bring in the person in a minute. Just 1 second, but just before I want to bring in this person. Okay, remember we're down in the Book of the Dead. I want to say these people with the Ankh, they used to build the pyramids and they used to activate the pyramids by harmonical songs. And I said that I believe the pyramid was electrical component, which in this man that I said already before, Nikola Tesla, if you wish to understand the universe, think of energy, frequency, and vibration. He tapped into something out there that the pyramids use. Remember I showed you the pyramids is like this wire, right? It's housing like this wire, and he tapped into the ionosphere out beyond the body of the world. The world is here, and it's just the atmosphere just right there, right? And he tapped into not the atmosphere, the ionosphere. And the ionosphere is all electrical components going on there, a lot of surges going on there. And he tapped into the surge and able to form a spark back down here. And when he formed the spark back down here, it beams down into the ground, you know. Just like how a pyramid work, it's the same thing. His knowledge, technology of it's nothing new under the sun. It's not new, Rasta. Even him himself said it's. Even him himself said the cellular phone could have been invented 200 years above its time. Even TV and everything, he wanted to do this, but the people didn't understand that he could have been right here, right now in this studio, sitting down and teleporting, or telecasting, or televising, I should say, all the way down to all over the world. He knew how to do this. This is what the people was doing from the pyramid. That's why I'm saying too as well that the pyramid could have been a place or a station to beam, to teleport, or even not to teleport, to televise, not you know, but to do those kind of thing. Transport, like I said, some sort of device to transport, whether it may be electrically, telepathically, or whatever. But it was to do something along those lines. Nikola Tesla, he understand this. I found Nikola Tesla through my studies on King Solomon. Because the last program I had to explain King Solomon. How I found him is that, remember King Solomon is who bards all of these Anunnakis and all of these people from coming down here with his keys. Right? And how I found Nikola Tesla was that he used an energy that I heard that Solomon used to use, which was called the Vril energy, or the Vile energy, I call it on the last program. Right? 3 stars is there, and out of the 3 stars they built 3 pyramids. 3 pyramids, 3 stars align the sky, Orion, Leo, the sun, and along those 3 stars is the same constellation that they're take and built down here. So just as above is as below. Just as the stars was up there, just as the stars is up there, all these stars, ladies and gentlemen, look close and see what it is that we're dealing with. Them is the stars, them is the heavens, them is the skies there that Solomon took and draw and make into keys, make into Lalibela key and Vatican key. Even this is Lalibela key here. And that is Lalibela key, and that is this is Lalibela key here, and that is a cross of Lalibela's, the stars in the heavens. The one for Vatican also belongs to Solomon. So Vatican is using Solomon cross. Vatican is using Solomon cross. Lalibela is using. All of these people is using these things to stamp out and to seal certain things. And if you're carrying these things, it's very powerful things. You must carry them. You can't let Vatican alone wear all the crosses, Rasta. You gotta put on some. You gotta put on some. You gotta find out the name of cross. You gotta find out the crucifix. Okay? You gotta find out all of these things. You gotta find out what the X symbolize, what it means. It's on certain. The X is on certain people's flag. It means something. Find out what that X means. I know what all the crosses mean, but I can't take time out to go and explain them because, like you see, I show you, I have the book right here with everything is in it. It's like, and Rasta need to go and get one of these. I said already before, all of the different books you see, it's too many. It's too many things, so much knowledge pile up, Rasta. You have to go and get one of these things, and you got to be very mindful of everything you do in life. The word is being mindful, right? Peace is a step to the path of mindfulness. Right, peace peace is a step to the path of mindfulness. So you gotta be mindful of everything that you do. Not you do these things unconsciously, but you gotta be very mindful. Solomon controlled the Anunnakis and certain other entities, he and his dad, and they locked out certain entities is bar from coming into this world through Solomon and his father. Pyramids, Nikola Tesla, he tapped into the ionosphere, and because he tapped into the ionosphere, this is what happened, right? When he tapped into the ionosphere, because when I studied Solomon, it showed me that he used the energy, and Nikola Tesla tapped into the ionosphere. Just before the flood, just before Moses come there, the Anunnakis was always there. So that is their bloodline. To make the understanding clear, that is the bloodline that was there before Moses and still was there after him, because the Bible bear the record in Genesis that this entity was in the whole essence of everything, and everything is connected to the God body. Even if you may say that he is Lucifer, Lucifer was built and created by the master, and he was created to be son of the morning star. Beautiful, called the betrayer of the host of heaven. Satan, that is him. That is the one that the church called the devil. The flood, okay? And just before the flood, you should know him by name. People bear records that all of these things was happening on the planet. You understand? All of these giants was having sex with all of these human beings, and all of these angels was flying down and doing these things with man. And these angels had bodies that was God bodies. And to take that and do that to man, you're gonna form creatures that is out of this world, which, and that's what it did, to form creatures that was out of this world. Giants was formed, giants born, and then here comes, after the giants was born, people just decided, well, they don't want to hear to God, they're gonna worship all kind of their own God. Now the giants, when they were here, they showed man a lot of things, okay? There's things that man didn't know, that they showed man, because we didn't know these things. So when they came down and they come and lie with women, just to be with flesh, okay? And then come the celestial beings came down into the earth to lie with flesh, right? To lie with flesh. There was giants in the earth, and those days there were also that when the Son of God come in unto the daughters of men. This is Genesis 6:4. Check Genesis 6:4. There was giants, Nephilim. Nephilim was there in the earth. The Bible says so in Genesis, okay? There was in places like Mesopotamia, there was also in Samaria, and there was there all the time, right? There was there all the time, the Anunnakis, and them is the ones that come through that time zone to come and bring man technology, right? And there was there before us. So we have to bear in mind that these people is the people that show man how to make metal like this. Ordination, them is the ones that taught man how to build these kind of things. Boom. Blinding people, boom. Got them in the cross, leaf and lalabella and everything. Go wear these things, Rasta, you know what I'm saying? Them is the ones that showed man how to forge these kind of things. Remember, Solomon used to like to wear these things, and Solomon played up with a lot of these things. Solomon put down a lot of bad ones too. As they're bad, you need like somebody to put them down, or to hold them, or to lock them off, because you're gonna have to have a kind of knowledge to hold down a body like that, and it's all based And the stars, that's where the star. You have to study the heavenly body. There's a firmament, just like how you walk down here. There's a place up there that people walk up to. Same thing down there, so down there, but who live up there can't live down there. It's different entities. Plus Solomon sealed certain doors and locked certain things up there. The Star of David locked in. Remember the door that when no one go and leave and no one comes, only that one who opens. Remember that. That's through the Star of David, Rasta. So how could you say that I'm lying? This is different. This is different entities. You understand? You have to remember the River Nile. You have to remember River Nile. River Nile goes up in the air and it floods through the stars. Leo. Here's my documents for that. It floods through the storm, right? You gotta understand that it floods through the storm. And Leo is aligned in with the sun. Leo is aligned in with the sun. And there's Orion too as well, right? Orion is right there, and every 6 to 7 stars away, you can put your scale between there, and you can take measurements. So the same measurements that was taken in the heavens is the same measurements that was taken in the earth. That's why we have places like Lalibela. That's why we have places in Ethiopia. That's why we have the pyramids. That power. That's why we have the pyramids, right? Because of the celestial body, and it's through studies of stars and astrology that you know these things, right? And the solar king, he is a king but through these stations, and he causes his platform into act. You understand? And these places is because there's the same body up there, the same body down here. These people is normally depicted as the main capital of the whole world of itself, to be in right there where the Giza pyramid is. Where the 3 pyramids is lined up in Egypt is where it's depicted as to be the headquarters, to do with the Orion belt and to do with the celestial host of godly bodies. That's where they dwell. So if you check it, there's a time of the year when Leo, the constellation of Leo, it comes right down closest to Earth because it spins wrong, right? And it's down there, and it spends the longest period down there, right? And it stays there for 70 days. It's like Leo gone out to hide, and it stays there for 70 days. And the reason why it's staying there for 70 days, is that the River Nile is flooding. The River Nile is flooding. That's why it's gonna stay there for 70 days. And while it's staying there for 70 days, there's 3 stars that's right over the River Nile. Close, like really, really close. Right? And the River Nile was swell at that time while that star is hiding. And while that star is hiding, the pyramids was being built through, it's like a belt, Orion belt, you know what it means to be a belt? Not like the one that you hold at your waist with, Rasta. You gotta take more different than that, A belt is like, when you think of the Orion belt, please think of the conveyor belt, or the conveyor belt that goes around and carry down groceries and stocks and stuff, and think of that belt. The star at the bottom, the stars move up and goes down too. Finally, here comes Leo, here comes the Earth, and here comes Leo, comes right into place. So who is right in here can step off and just step right onto Earth. Stepping onto Earth now, there is the pyramids, because those pyramids is to do with the God body. The same person that built all the bodies, he traveled to the next planet again. But when it comes to this planet, the pyramids is there. The pyramids is there to make sure that he is taken care of, because at the time it was a zoo type creature, meaning that creature want blood and sacrifice, and so all around the pyramids. I'm not saying that that's what they use the pyramids for, but I'm saying all in that horse of the Nile where all of that was taking place. There's bodies of stuff there that can't be explained up to today. And I'm telling you that the bodies, these things was right there to when the gods come down on the Orion belt in Egypt at night or day, whatever time so they just steps off of that belt, boom, and there's the planet. You don't have to catch a plane. It circles. So Jah gotta take his time and go to another place, and it comes back around again and he just steps off right there, boom. But when Jah comes, you want to exalt him. And that's what they used to do. And all the pictures that you see on the wall, all the hieroglyphs, all the people with the anchor and everything, that's what they used to do. They used to just be there praising God, the same God that you saw with the scepter, the same Pata, the same Pata that put man on the potter's wheel and spin man from plastic clay into the matter of existence that you see me here as today. But still bear in mind that the first man was stronger than the man that is today, because that blood or the hand at the time, what put him into focus was, you know what I'm saying? Yes, because remember, we was not meant to fade away, and we not gonna fade away because we is bodies and entities too of the heavens and the earth. Okay, so power was given unto us through the archangel Michael, one who is like unto God. Don't forget that, people. Michael the archangel is like unto God. Nobody is no more powerful. Remember Michael Jackson? Remember that name? So how comes you don't name Michael? You can get something and name him Michael. My lighter can be Michael too. You can name something Michael. You can use these things. That's why these people out there using these things. And I don't want to blame them, because you should already know. What I'm talking about is things from 1909, 1902. All these documents being in the archive, 1907. This may take me off with point, but this is what this says from 1907. Like Egyptian type of creator, the molder of the potter, the maker of heaven. Potter was his name, or the divine porter. He's portrayed at the act of heaping plastic clay upon a potter, plastic clay. He is in charge of that, and the table to form and to make man. He said, come, let's make man. You understand? But before that, there was a kind of being that is going around, but that kind of being was called the zootype, or the likeness that is like animalistic. Check Daniel, for instance, and Daniel will let you know more on those things. Right? The son and the daughter is shaped in the likeness of zoo or animal type. Check Daniel. Right? The word atom, check that word too as well. That word is very closely related to the first black man. Right? Not nigger or negro. That is what black man bring down themselves too, but that is not what they started off as. We started off as the potter, the man who made man and put man on the clay. That's why Yeshua of himself came back into the earth as a representation of the Father. Call him Jesus if you want. Came back as a representation as the Father, as they have done already before for mankind. There's pyramids out there that the Anunnakis show man technology to build, and this technology was the size of these pyramids, was the scale was megalithic stones. It's what these people take to build these pyramids. Now these people was also the Anunnakis, the giant descendant of this is these people, okay? And they used to build pyramids, and they used to lift megalithic stones. They used to do it before. I'm gonna say this before the flood. Just before the flood of Noah, they was doing these things. They built all kind of things. Now, some people's gonna want to say that the stuff that these people used to collect in that time zone. Some people's gonna want to say that the stuff that these people used to collect in that time zone was the stuff that they built. People want to claim that was before the flood, and everything before the flood was destroyed. So, for the sake of everything, all of the zoo-like creatures, now we're gonna bear in mind that they're gone out of existence, and the flood is coming, and Noah is gonna bring us through the flood so we can get through this time zone. And Noah came, and there are some lost books that was found. The book of Enoch was found, and it described that when Noah born, remember Noah is who's going to be bringing us through the flood after we come through of all of these giants sinning against man and against bird and against flesh, living with swans and lions and beasts of the earth and defiling itself with all these different creatures, right? He showed you that Jah was going to change up the time. Now there was a man that sat down with Jah and the angels took him up physically away from the earth to show him things. This is no vision, people. This is things. This is how they get to know the bodies of the heavens. You want to know how did people know where to build this pyramid? How did they know about up there? Because they used to fly around up there. That's how they know about up there. So Elisha went. Enoch went up there too. Enoch went up there, and what Enoch really saw up there, he says, Enoch saw great things, but Enoch was the seventh or the ninth from Adam, right? In that time zone. I remember Adam lived 900 years, and that's a long. Oh man, going 20,000 years, 20 years. Let me say, Adam lived almost 1,000 years, right? And Enoch is 7th generation down the road, right? So you know that there's another 1,007 times 7,000 plus Enoch's of his own age. Another, he can do another 1,000 again. So that's 8,000 years down the line. I'm talking about people. People want to deal with me. There's another 8,000 years down the line. Cause remember when Jah said that he made the earth in 3 days, we don't know what Jah 3 days look like, people. You understand? So when Enoch and them man link up, it's all of those years after. Another 8,000 years, they said. 8,000? Yeah. About that amount of years went by. And I'm not going to see 8,000. Look at so much things that happened since I've been down here. And since everybody else have been down here. You know what I'm saying? And those people lived to 8,000. I mean, like Enoch was still following the track of his carrying the strong blood all into that time zone. So what I'm trying to say is that before the time zone shut down to do with the flood, before the flood occurred, and these men were sinning against men, and Enoch bear a lot of records that sometime in this program I may get back to, but right now it's not Enoch's. Okay, right now it's not Enoch's turn, but I may relate back to what he have said into other things. So what really happened before the flood, one is reason why Enoch's name is being called here is that they're gonna say, well, the flood happened. Christianity would tell us that the flood happened, right? And everything was gone. Now, if you read this Bible here for your own self, this one, if you read that for yourself, okay? If you read that book, you will see that this book is saying that these people, these entity was here before flood and after flood. So that's how Moses come after the flood, and giants were still there, but they was there before the flood too. You know, see, Rastafari, last year, Shalom. Yes, they was there before the flood, and they was there after the flood. That's why I want you to bear this in mind. This is why I want the church to let the people know. They was there before the flood. I want the ones them to open people's third eye. And after the flood and before the flood, these people was here. And Enoch of himself, he had a descendant that was gonna come into the earth, and he was coming to help mankind. He was coming to help mankind, and he did came to help mankind. And at the time of his birth, when he born, his dad was quite at the time of his birth, when he born, his dad was quite shocked, because giants was in the earth at this time. So here comes his son born in and looking a bit not so ordinary like human. His son is looking different. That's Enoch's brother. Is coming to Enoch to let Enoch know. He ran to the ends of the earth to find Enoch, right? And he ran to the ends of the earth to find Enoch. Books of Enoch was found in Ethiopia. The Dead Sea Scrolls was found in Ethiopia. Now he ran to the ends of the earth to find Enoch. Huh? When he did find Enoch, he said to Enoch, this is what he said. I'm out of breath. This is what he said. This cannot possibly be my child. This have to be one of the Anarchs or one of the Nephilim. This have to be one of them. This is not my child. Enoch said, listen, I've been waiting for this message ever since. That child is yours. Your woman did anything against you with anybody else. This is yours. Accept the fact that this is your seed. And his brother accepted the fact that was his. You see what I say? The man accepted the fact. His brother accepted the fact that was his seed. Right? He accepted the fact that was his seed. And the reason why he couldn't accept it though is that the giants was in the earth at that time. And he went to his brother and his brothers, and he went to Enoch, and Enoch said to him, it is not the giants that did this. It is not enough. It's not none of them. This child was supposed to be born. The angels have shown me that this child is gonna come. Melchizedek, the angel have shown Enoch that this child is gonna born, and this child is gonna be special because this child again is supposed to save humanity. Once again, a child is coming again, not the first time, and that child name is gonna be Noah. So Enoch told his brother, call the child by name of Noah. He is gonna save the human race in the time of flood. You understand? So the reason why Enoch's brother was so scared is that in the book of Enoch, it shows you that when the child was born, his hair was white as wool. His skin was red as his skin. And his eyes and his mouth allowed a light that was beaming bright. If it's nighttime and the kid open his eye, it's like an avatar, you know, an avatar, or call it alien. They used to go into some other names, Rasta. We have to start accepting these names and saying these things as UFO now. Even if this is the new time, but it's not new. But if they're calling it UFO, you call it UFO too. It is a UFO. And they say that this child born and the child eyes lighted the room. That get his father scared and he took a run over to Enoch, and Enoch said it was okay. The vision have come to me through the Melchizedek order, because Enoch walked with the angels, and the angels show Enoch places whereby they have stars locked in, some big empty spaces, facades. They have places locked in stars, whereby when they call up these stars to shine, they refuse to shine, so they're just locked in there. And there's a point in time when those stars is gonna let go to just go and do whatever they want to do. But they're locked down right now. There's places where they keep souls. There's places that Joshua Enoch, that this big empty spaces where they just lock back bodies. They just lock back the soul after till a certain time are ready to call them forward. Enoch know things. Enoch's the book said, go back and bear these records, add nothing to it or take nothing from it. Since 19 or whatever these books was found, and we now get these books today. Why is these people doing that? Okay, the pyramids, I'm gonna want to go and explain pyramids, but you guys don't know already what is the pyramids. In the pyramids at night time, there's over 100 guards guarding the pyramids. Why is 100 guarding pyramid? You said they want to thief stone. Rasta, the stone is megalithic. You hear the word megalithic? How you gonna lift 10,000 tons? Huh? 10,000 tons then. How you gonna lift 10,000 tons? How you gonna lift a ton by yourself? You understand? So who's going to the pyramid? Nobody are going to the pyramid. So why they guarding the pyramid? Rasta have now learned that the Vatican of itself, no propaganda, this is in the news, everybody know, Vatican of itself, now gone and barely. Because remember I'm talking about the Mars and everything. I don't want to get beyond myself, you know. But Vatican now go on and buy a telescope. We talking about UFO and special child born and being no. Don't want to shift that. Okay? Because his eyes are like the room. But at the same time, dealing with Mars and everything, cause I'm getting to the Anunnakis where they're from. They're from the 12th planet, which is the X planet. It's called Nubera. That is where the Anunnakis is from. They came down here to look for gold. That's why they use the pyramids. Okay? I have all the knowledge right here, Rasta. So, this is what we want to know. Why would a church go and spend all of this money on a telescope that the X planet is out there. I know the X planet is out there. The 12th planet, it's a new planet that tries to say come in. But remember, the celestial bodies was always drawn and always known. So nothing ain't new. This isn't new. This star is not a new star. Talk about the X star. They said they don't want Pluto anymore over there. Pluto is not good. Then they find what they was looking for in Pluto. Because remember, everything was written on the stone tablet. Okay? Everything was written on the stone tablet, Rasta. Everything was written on the stone tablet, man. So why would a church go and buy the most powerfulest telescope in the world? Which one is the church in Rome? I don't know if it's the Roman Catholic, but they call it the Vatican. They have the most powerfulest telescope in the world, Rasta. Could you believe that? It's more powerful than NASA's telescope. Nobody on the planet haven't spent this amount of money on a telescope, and nobody's telescope is as powerful as this telescope. Why? Answer that. Why? You don't need a telescope, right? No. But why does a church would need a telescope? Why would you need a telescope, Rasta? Rasta, check the facts, no, Rasta man. Why would Vatican? I got another but here. Why would Vatican need a telescope to go up there and look? The reason why Vatican would need a telescope to go up there and look is that they know that Nubera is the 12th planet out there, and Vatican know that these people was here before And because I've done the program with you people, please join heart with me and bear in fact that the entities of celestial from the heavenly, our heavenly brothers, call him ET, call him extraterrestrial, call him alien, call him Anunnaki, call him call him whatever, man, call him angelic, call him whatever, but bear in mind on the record with me that these people was here, right? And some religious groups and people out there know that these people is coming back because they have the knowledge and they sit down and they study and they're looking up in the sky every night to look for what you don't want to spend no time looking for these things, but these people is taking time out to see what is in the night sky based on the stars, because astrology is no joke, people. Solomon studied it and you should go and study it. I got the book right there. I can show you the book. This is one of my books here. You understand? And as a Rasta man, you have to have one of these, and you can't frighten to read this. You can't frighten to open these things. These things tell you everything that you desire to know. This is not what I'm getting into, but I'm just letting you know that you need to know this thing. And believe this, and now open this book, and you see where the first page that this book gone. Rastafari, I didn't hold it. And John and Lie, man, I didn't hold it. It says Mars. It says Mars. You see the ram, you see the animal, depiction, you see the face of man, you see the animal depiction, you see the ram. And it tells me everything that a person who is within this nature, it tells you everything that they do or they're likely to do, which is in the negative or the positive form, and how it goes, how the energy base if it goes wrong. Okay? And Mars is related to do with Aries. You gotta know what is Aries. Study what is Aries, no man. Take some time out to study what it is and how did it come into being. And see that it's no problem with it. It's no problem with knowing these things. But I want to take out this book to show you that we must go and get one of these. Okay, put this down. And also, Rasta, I encourage friends and folks out there to also get one of these. This is very good. This is the Celestial Prophets here. You hear him talk about Celestial all the time. You hear him talk about that upper, that. This is not down here. This is outside of our atmosphere. You understand? Now that I say the word atmosphere, remember the word ionosphere, and I want to talk about some ionosphere too as well, to do with Nikola Tesla. That is the man that tapped into the earth ionosphere. I want to talk about some of that, but I can't talk about that right now. So I gotta talk about Noah. But bear in mind, get one of these celestial prophecies and make it righted between you and the maker with these kind of books, Rasta. There's power in it. Get power to reinvent yourself. This is a nice book too as well. Get the power to reinvent, because remember, a lot of people got the DNA and they can change up the self, but they don't want to. I don't know what is the reason why. The power that was given unto you is that you can change at any given time. Get one of these books. Okay? Remember, you have the chakra inside of you. It's a galactic male and a galactic female. We need to activate all of these things. They're wearing the moonstone right there for reasons. You need to activate these things. We got the galactic male and the galactic female. Remember, we're still talking about Noah family, but just feel rounded to understand that all of these things is things to have intact, to understand how those other beings was. This is galactic male and galactic female. You know, see, this is galactic male and galactic female. This is the chakra system in the body. You see the pineal gland right there. You see the third eye, the pineal gland. Check it good. That's the one that I'm working out. You see number 10. That is the one that I'm dealing out of. I don't know about the rest of them. The 2 at the top, the 3 at the top is mine. All at the top is mine. Everything from heart up is mine, man. You know? Yes. And all of these is glands inside the body, and they have like an engine inside of them, and you need to activate them, right? Remember, they have them here, okay? They have them right here in the third eye, okay? You have them in the eye, in the eyesight of yourself. You have them in your dream. Or if you dream, you don't even know where your dream is. Down behind there. Don't let nobody hit you down behind there. You're gonna knock out your dazing like you're sleeping. That's your dream. Don't get hit there too hard. Right? And you got your heart, and you got your solar plex, you got your sex, you got your root, right? You got your stomach, right? All of these is a chakra. You call them chakra. So when you hear this word about the 13 chakra system, don't be scared of it. And there's indigos, little children that born with all 13 activated. Because as big human beings, sometimes we don't have all of them activated. We have like 7 of them activated. But the children that born in now, the indigos that I went and talked about, those people have all of their galactic male, galactic female, crown, penal, or everybody is activated. So they're born a little bit more wiser than we. The little children, like they said, a child shall lead them. It's going to happen, it is happening. And it is going to happen, so just sit back and brace yourself for the fact of a child should lead them. Okay, so remember, down in your sex glands, down in there is your root. This is not what I'm talking about, but your root is down there, down in the sex, down between there, people. That's all of them is engines in the body. Make sure that you take care of yourself and get all of these activated. And when you do get all of these activated, that's when you are a total human being, as like God on earth. Thank you. I had to say that. If you want to be God on earth, you have to rejuvenate and reach into all of those systems and tap in. Okay? You have to tap in. And you have to tap in and into all 13 and make them come alive so that you can shine as bright as a star that you should be through your chakra system. Take care of everything. Take time out to meditate. If you gotta smoke, smoke, but when you smoke, just think conscious and always do everything in love, because God is love. Thank you. So Noah, his eyes are like the room. So Noah are like the room, okay? When Noah was born, his eyes are like the room. So Noah was special, and his Noah's cousin. Noah was special when he born. So he not told him to go back and just accept the child, it is yours. She didn't do anything with any man or anything like that. So when you go back there, call him Noah. So remember, this child is coming to save the human race, which it is going to save the human race. And remember, Noah preached for 120 days. Or Noah was preaching forever. And Noah himself get animals together with his family and put the animals in the ark, and Jah take them to safety, and the whole of the population was gone. Now Noah had children, about 8 people that went into the ark along with the animals. He had 8 kids, right? So remember, the world of itself is gonna done, and only 8 people can make it over. And there's these people down here that is special, that can fly and they can move like Superman. A minute you're here and a minute you're gone up to Mars. You're just going back over there to Atlanta, right? You're just moving like that. So you're just going to Atlanta, Rasta. Just like that, you're going to Atlanta, right? So those things could have fly like that. So those are entities that was here before me, and there's entities that be here after, and you have to respect the fact that these people was divine, and it was not like unto man, or not like man, or not like the atom, okay? Because we are like the atom that is existed out of nothing. Atom is out of nothing, okay? We was formed on the potter's clay to be man, 100% out of God, higher than animal or any other. Lucifer was to bow. Lucifer said he nah bow to man, and he didn't bow down, causing problems. Now the flood took place. Noah and his 8 people was in the boat. 8 people came out. All of those gods behind there, you mean that they're gonna die? whoever was behind there. Let's say Poseidon was behind there. Let's say Zeus was behind there. Let's say Horus was behind there. Let's say all of them creatures there that we know of before, all of them. Let's stick with the animal type. All of the animal type was back there. All of the gods and goddess that I called before. I'm not going back there. I called all of those names before from Egypt. Okay? All of the men from Egypt that carried the Ankh and all of the other ones. In the flood is coming now because all of them, most of them sin against the man who made the whole thing, the Father. So the Father's gonna done it. So he's sending a man as the savior because all of them other man think they are bad boys. Lucifer and them. So he's sending a man to save the whole thing. So Noah is gonna save the whole thing. The reason why I'm saying all of this, right, people, is that Noah was a very special person. And when the flood came, it came and that time zone closed down. That time zone was finished. And a new time zone occurred. And when that new time zone occurred, it meant that Noah, right, and his children came out of the flood without anything being wrong with them. So they made it through. So what I'm trying to say is that we don't know if any out of the 8 was pregnant with any giant babies, but remember that Noah of himself, he was special alone by himself. He was not like man, he born like an avatar, like an alien. His eyes, when he born, his eyes are like the room, like a light, eyes shine up bright. Remember that. He born like that. His hair was as white as wool. White. Like if he was gray-headed, like knowledge, wisdom, like come on, man. Noah was born like that. Right? And he saved the earth, he saved the world, and then the world was repopulated, and then the giants and them came back. The Nephilians came back and the Anarchists came back because the Bible said that they was there from start and they came back again after. So they never leave. So that's how after Noah shut down that time zone, okay? And then Noah and them get his children, Ham, Shem, Japheth, get behold this Moses, behold this person, behold that body, and all of these kids came through the time zone. But remember, we don't kill off a whole race behind there in rain and water and drum off them in flood and dinosaur and all of them other animal-like things that Jah don't want pass through that time zone through dirtiness that the deities and them from the heaven. Jah don't want that. And Jah leave them back there in that time. 25-30 feet in the air, the stones was lift, quarried one place and move, carried to another place. They dig it out, sculpture one place, and scientists don't know how it was done. It is mind battling, Rasta, and that's why we unearthing this to see. This is very powerful, and if you can figure out this, you can also know where we're heading, Rasta. Come on, let's here. Oh. We're going to go to the biblical king and see what happened there. Because when they went there, they bear record that this is what they saw there. They're not the origin of who you meet in Genesis, please. They got one-eyed cyclops. All the books is consistent with one another in the Bible. Deuteronomy and Numbers. Those the Torah written by Moses and that kind of Exodus kind of time. When they went there, giants was already there. So I'm just talking about what my Hebrew brethren had to deal with. There's fossil evidence to prove that these people was here. The brain was larger, the head was bigger, they could think more, they had more capacity to go forward. Plus they was working with the star Rasta. Optical genetic expression. That's the best thing that the organism have within the DNA. It goes to favorable atmospheric. So, based on fossil evidence, trees, like they grow larger than they used to grow. Yeah, when Jah was down on the earth, the trees will grow more taller, they live more longer. Cause remember I said about that first organism that God put in the cosmos when He breathed the breath of life into the first being. Because the first thing was supposed to be perfected and be everlasting, like forever. Okay? Plants was larger. The fruits was bigger. There was more minerals in the earth. People used to take people more serious. There used to be, you have heard of the dragonflies? You have heard of the mammoth elephant and the big tigers that bigger than the normal tiger, the horse that's bigger than the normal horse that is here before, right? You gotta remember that the ozone layer back then was better than the ozone layer now, right? Check out the book of Numbers. After wandering in the desert with his people, they sit down. They went to find a place that Kenyan Moses sent them to find a place. They saw bear giants over there, bigger than grasshoppers. In their eyes, they look at grasshoppers over there. Wherever the giants was in there, the remnants of giants. It was just like everywhere they go. It was just like new people coming in town and they don't know where they're going. But everywhere they butter is giants. It's like unbelievable that so many giants was out. The skulls is being found today. These things had abilities, Rasta. Extraordinary talent. They could have meditated. The brain space that they have, we don't have. The footprint that they make, we can't make. You understand, Rasta? Yeah. These giants were celestial. They wasn't from Earth. These was from a different planet. They got rocket power today that people is using based on the same technology. Many civilizations lived in Iraq before. The reason why so much civilization lived there is that was Babylon of itself, headquartered upon earth, Rasta. And all kind of gods was there, all kind of people. The reason why Egypt become headquarter is that when you run an X or you run a landmark around the world circularly and then you go righted and then you go left, the middle of the middle where everything meets back on the top, that's on top of the world, right there in Africa, Mediterranean, right here. Right there. So that's why the people came down on earth down here and landed up on that side, because on earth that is like supposed to be the middle, and the middle is supposed to be where everything was supposed to be happening, where Jah Rastafari have dug his nose. They was taught civilization from a higher being. They call them the Anunnaki. Okay? That's a higher understanding right there. The Anunnaki. Let's bear that in mind. The Sumerians wrote down the history on tablet stones that can't burn. It is written on stones. So we go into this stone to unfold this. Go to Zechariah. Go to the Bible of Zechariah. Bring your Bible and let's go to Zechariah. Over 6,000 years we're going back to. All of the depictions of the wall bears that these people was bigger than the ordinary human being. First thing that is depicted is the solar system with the star, Rasta. That's the first thing that's depicted. The solar system is the first thing that's depicted with the stars. First thing that deals with energy. Where does the energy come from? The energy comes from out there. Nibiru. Nibiru is where the celestial giant is from. Nibiru. Okay? Celestial is always the 12th planet on the walls, on the hieroglyph, the third. It's not the third, but the last planet actually on their, what they have drawn. So they include within their planets 12 planets. That's where they are. All the books is consistent with one another in the Bible. Deuteronomy and Numbers. Those the Torah written by Moses and that kind of Exodus kind of time.
When they went there, giants was already there. So I'm just talking about what my Hebrew brethren had to deal with.
Same power that was handed on to you, Hannah. Same power. But you gotta believe and you gotta read all the symbols and all the signs to know these things. Gotta find the keys. You gotta get the chakras activated. Gotta go back to the pyramid. You gotta draw yourself out one pyramid in your room and keep a pyramid for yourself. What's wrong with that? That's power. To the Trinity. Have a pyramid, man. Have a cross, have a crucifix, have a Lalabella cross, have a Vatican cross, have a cross. All of them belongs to Solomon all of them belongs to the king anyway. All of them belongs to Solomon. Look, all of these have one. Vatican key belongs to Solomon too. Yeah. In the order with ordained. If anything that you're doing to do with this, it have to be in the order of that. And if them saying that they're a church figure, they have to go under the order of this. You understand? So build your own. Build your own. You can. Empower you to build your own pyramid, build your own keys, build your own whatever, your own fortress, build your own anything that you want. If you can build, you have the mind to do it. I empower you to do it. Do something creative today, people. Please. So, Yeshua died and went into death for 3 days. Now, remember I told you about the books of the dead, and I read what the book of the dead said, and there's obstacles and parts to pass, and that is for ordinary person, okay? And this is the Son of God. He gone down into Hades or into the abyss or into whatever you want to call down there, okay? Whatever you want to call down there. Whoever is down there, Pluto or whoever is running down there, or whoever is running the world of the dead. Osiris is who's controlling the underworld. Or Pluto or whoever want to control Hades, want to control the underworld. But Jah sent his son down there to find out what them man there. Because them is the man them who carry around the ankh, them that controlling the underworld and give out all the secrets and write all the books to what are going down there. You know, the man that carry the ankh. Okay, the man that carry the scepter. Give out all the secrets to what's going on in death. So when Yeshua come, he came to be, and he was crucified, slaughtered or whatever is the lamb, and then he was crucified. But to be slaughtered as the lamb, that's just a depiction. The main job of Christ, of himself, was to save man. But if Christ wants to save man, he have to go into death, right? Which he did went into death, right? And while he's in death, his mission is to pick up the key. Christ's mission is to pick up the key. Okay, I'm gonna draw an ankh here as I'm right here because I mean like, the picture should be on the wall anyway. But I'm gonna draw an ankh as I'm here because I feel like drawing an ankh. Okay, I'm gonna draw an ankh so when they talk about ankh, people know I'm ankhing it out. So the men that have the ankh, this is what I'm gonna draw the ankh. It's like a man. It's like a man's body. It's like a man's body, right? See there? It's like a man's body, and the gods used to have this in their hand holding like that, right? And they used to carry it around, and that's a key too as well. These is keys that I'm wearing here. Keys, right? That's a key there as well, right? And the men that used to wear the ankh went and gave all the secrets to the dead, to all the pharaohs and everybody. This is on planet Earth. All this took place. It's on the hieroglyphics. It's on the wall, right? And not about hieroglyphic is on the wall, and these people used to walk around with this ankh in their hand. And Yeshua died on a cross, right? And that cross was also a key. That cross is different than the ankh. This is the ankh again, the cross that Jesus Christ died on. I mean, you know that cross. I'm gonna draw it again and show you the Christ cross. They have a name, people. You can find all the names of all the crosses. I know all the names. This is Christ's cross right here. Okay, that cross is the cross that Yeshua was buried. This is the cross that they depict. That Yeshua was buried on this cross. So, based on this depiction, this cross is called the crucifix. That is based on their depiction, but you have to go back to Africa, to Ethiopia, or back to ancient Egypt to know which cross is the true cross. But remember, them men had the ankh, and those guys died. And no, those guys was controlling death world with this key, and Christ went for the key. So Christ have this ankh right now. He is the one that have the key, even if it is not the ankh. I don't want to spread any. I don't want to be too certain that he's who walking around with the ankh right now. But when Christ went into death, he didn't went down there to play. Bear that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Christ didn't went into death to play. Christ went into death to pick up the key. For 3 days he went there and take away the key, and on the third day he returned back with the key of life and death. He alone have the power to put down life and to take up life. Not the guys in Egypt anymore. Not the guy with this head. Not horse. Not Thor. Not none of the goddess. Not none of them. He alone, the God who is the Elohim, who is Jehovah Jah. The illumination of this whole world, the man that caused everything to be, the all-powerful one. It is not the ones them that taking his name and exalting his name for yourself. His son came and he's back sitting right at the right hand of the Father with the 7 crystal, if you want to call it, of the 7 churches or the 7 angels in his hand. And he sits at the Father's right hand. The Father sits in the holies of holies in Revelation. We're in Revelation. And in Revelation, John says that he saw the Father. And the Father's foot was like bronze, burning metal. So the Anunnakis was transporting gold. The Father's foot was like burning like a furnace of metal. Gold is the purest conductor out there, and nothing can penetrate it. When they send rocket to moon, when it lands on the moon, the feet is gold, so that no radiation from the planet, nothing can penetrate gold. Okay, so Jah sits there as gold, just melting like liquid, man. You ever see Terminator? Think of the Terminator. In rain and water and drum off them in flood and dinosaur and all of them other animal like things that Jah don't want pass through that time zone. And they was left behind there. But remember, the one that came through the flood was special. Noah, he did, and a lot of other religions depicted the fact that yes, we carry the same story of some man with some flood, and yes, they carry that story, and I believe in everything that is written hieroglyphically in Egypt. Because I'm a Rasta man. Transport, whereby it may transport electricity, or it may transport things from one planet to another. But whenever it done, the pyramid business was to transport. But my closest realist conclusion was that it was built to transport. I know something else that is logical than this, but let's put electricity first. Let's put current first. But I know some other things, but let's put current first. That's what it was made to do, to light up Egypt. Without wires. Key to the Star of David. The key is to the Star of David. The door is locked, barred. No one can open. But the day, Vatican know that the day, 12th planet. And if you can crack the code, you can return. But no man can really crack the code, so we're safe. And those people was wickeder than us. That time zone that Jah washed out was more dreaded than us. We dread too still. But remember, those people sick in God, man. It was like other animals, zoo-like creatures. Bear that in mind. So we as mankind are special. We're good. We're forming more love, and we're getting more social. And that's what God wants us to do. To be social, not antisocial. Live in love, talk to your neighbor. Look people in the eyes and talk to them. Show people that you're authentic and that you care. That hard is all God wants us to do. So the Anunnakis went back up, and Solomon locked them out, and the people's Ankh was still down here because they were so strong that they didn't want to leave. So what David and them and Solomon and them had to do was, they didn't want to leave. What Solomon and them had to do was pray to God and ask for help. So Yahweh decided that he's going to send his son into the earth, Yahshua.
First thing that is depicted is the solar system with the star Rasta. That's the first thing that's depicted. The solar system is the first thing that's depicted with the stars. First.
This is what happened, right? When he tapped into the ionosphere, because when I studied Solomon, it showed me that he used the energy, and Nikola Tesla tapped into the ionosphere, and he built his own setup down here on Earth. He could have controlled all this lightning bolts and all this rod. He could have sit right here and all these fumes just, all these lightning surges just go all around him and none of them doesn't hit him. Okay, and he tapped into the ionosphere, stating that he want to give electricity to the whole world. He's going to bring current from Buffalo, New York. From what they call Niagara Falls over there in Canada, somewhere about, to Buffalo, New York. He's going to bring current from there free. Not free, but without wires actually. He doesn't need no wires, he said. He just transport the current over there, he just send it over there. So people thought at this early time, this man is mad. How could he send current over there? That's just like we thinking now. These people crazy with the pyramids. How could they have sent electricity over there? They're not crazy, Rasta. Those people did do those things. They're alchemists, or scientists, or if you want to call them people that study technology, man. Technicians. Yeah, technicians that study technology, right? So Nikola Tesla tap into the atmosphere, and he wanted to give us free electricity. And the current that he wanted to give us would have been free, and the people decided that they don't want this current because how they're going to meter it. So in tapping into the ionosphere, Nikola Tesla's job was, you can get this light bulb and put it anywhere on the planet, screw it into the ground, and it will come on without any wires. The reason why it's been done already, that's been happening at the pyramid family. Nikola Tesla did it. Yeah, he did it. And out of those things that he did, some weapons came out of those things. The death ray came out of that, and the harp came out of that. There's countries that have the death ray and have the harp. They are like atomic weapons. They're like 3 times stronger than the first. They're 3 times stronger than the atomic bomb that went off at they're 3 times stronger than the Hiroshima bomb that went off. The atomic bomb, 3 times stronger. And there's countries that have the harp and the death ray created by Nikola Tesla. But that's not why I'm trying to talk about Tesla. Tesla help us. All of these things is working off of his event. He's the man that shine the light and let we know that these things is free things. So I give thanks and praises to Nikola Tesla, and I just want to mention him and my program, the father of electricity, and the one who was inspired because through studying Solomon lead me on to him, and I found out that there's a religion to do with the Vril energy too as well, and it is a Satanist religion to do with that same Solomon, the same pyramid, the same energy, to do with the Ark of the Covenant, the same energy, the same thing. I talked about that already. Was to do with the Vril, the same energy of the pyramid. So that is why my last conclusion come down to the pyramid being something to transport electricity. Technology is what those people showed us. People flying going to the moon secretly. What did they go for? Do you know? Would they tell you that this is what they went for? You ever heard of something called plutonium or titanium or uranium? You ever hear about these things? You ever hear about people enriching in these things? These things are small things like this that can run a whole city for a whole year. One little thing like a cent or like a 25-cent piece, a little small little metal like that. People flying going up to them. What are they going for? Where's all this plutonium coming from? Where's all of this nuclear plant and all of these things? The pyramids is equivalent to a nuclear plant. Do you know that? It is equivalent to a nuclear plant. Okay? So, Nikola Tesla did a lot for us. And we should thank him. And on our program, we thank Nikola Tesla for inventing electricity. And we're sorry that he didn't get a chance to pass it out freely. But I still understand. Because what is we must be. Babylon still have the hands down on the reason why he didn't want to bring out his own electricity, because he realized that by tapping into the ionosphere, it's so powerful and it's scary. But Babylon took that same power and used it. But the third eye showed me that they took that power and used it for their own warfare, so that if the people from Nubia, the Anunnakis, was to come back, they have weapons. They have something called a death ray to cut them out of the sky. If anything come through the sky, they have the machine based on the pyramid, on the ionosphere energy, the Vril energy. Study it, people, to mash up anything that come into our atmosphere by tapping into the ionosphere. Does it make sense? So if the Anunnakis is coming back, them have to deal with the death ray or the harp. Go and check out the harp or the death ray. They are weapons built to control by frequency and energy, lightning, or electrical surges, or what I call the Vril or vile energy. Nikola Tesla is the boss of that in this time zone, and that is to do with the pyramids and the people them with the Ankh and the people that Solomon barred from this world. Now David was Solomon's father. When David died, David passed on the knowledge on to Solomon. Remember, the key or the Star of David is what is keeping all of these people from coming back down here. I remember something is going wrong that he had to bar these people. So we need somebody to help us. So through the lineage of David, there's going to be a special bloodline. The man who's to come and touch the goal again, right? And bear the cross, similar to the Ankh. Okay? That one is to come into the earth. Remember, the Ankh, similar to the cross, was here before the cross, which is the crucifix that Yeshua or Jesus was on. And then Yeshua came into the earth. The Father sent back his Son again to save the divine race again. Jesus Christ came through the lineage of David. After Solomon passed and he locked off these people and everything, Jesus, Yeshua, came in his bloodline again as the Son to save man and die for man's sins, so that we don't have to be animal-like or anything like that. And Yeshua came into the earth, a special born kid, was told by his mom, the angelic being, that she's going to have a child. Virgin Mary is going to have a child, and she did have that special seed, and that seed born as a male child, as a man, called Yeshua. And Yeshua came into the earth, And he was special when he born again. Here's something special again. Call it UFO, call it alien, but let's call it Jesus, let's call it Yeshua, let's call it Savior, let's call it the Christ. Right? And like as they have done before, and they have killed those ones before time. Right? Osiris and those, as they have killed them before, they want to kill again, because there's nothing new again under the sun. Here comes to come back again and kill Christ's son, who is like unto the Lamb. Before he died, he used to do a lot of miracles because he was special again, like another Superman or another Avatar or another Savior from the same bloodline who was running creation and put man on the pattern for man into clear. He come back again as alien, come through time zone of angelic host delivering message and stating that he's gonna be, and he was. So that man was special, and he died to kill him for our sins. And then in all of those miracles that he done, because he was so special like that, he feed 5,000 people with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. 5,000 people was feed with 5 loaves and 2 fish. You do that. Same power that was handing on to you, Hannah. Same power. But you gotta believe, and you gotta read all the symbols, and all the signs, and all these things. Find the keys. Gotta get the chakras activated. Gotta go back to the pyramid. You gotta draw yourself a one pyramid in your room. Jah said so in the Bible that Ethiopia shall stretch. Not me said so, not I said so, you know, in the Bible, you know. Why is Ethiopia gonna stretch forth her hands again? But I'm Ethiopia right now, stretching forth my hands, Rasta. And we shut down time zone to do with Noah and the flood. And a different depiction come about. We had men come back again, bearing ankhs and all kind of thing again in the hand. Horse and Thor, and then men come back in a different whatever again. Here they are again, right? And then after that, I'm creeping in with Moses. Moses got to come in there after the flood. Noah done gone and his crew done gone, and you know, you got Abraham and all of them people, and you got Sarah and them people. A lot of people we got still, and all of them gone. Let's say that they gone now, but giants was in all of those people days, because giants used to come down to man. Giants start with Abraham and let Abraham know that Sarah is gonna have a child, which was like unbelievable at his age and her age. But she did have that child because angels used to come on top with them. At the time when this is in Samaria, when the angels came down to speak to Mary, and she went and tell the people in her neighborhood that an angel came and told her she's gonna have a baby. It wasn't nothing new. It wasn't like, what? UFO came? ET came? No, it wasn't new. It was like, okay, we gotta make great preparation, because if it is so, it is so. Because the angels, the angelics, the Anunnakis, the heavenly hosts, our brothers, used to walk down here amongst us, just like how you see Pharaoh have on his walls back in the days of Ramsey depicted. And all of this act stopped when the Christian era began. What I'm talking about is BCE, before the Christian era. So know that, Rasta. I'm in the Hebrew. I studied already the Hebrew Genesis. We studied the Hebrew Genesis already. And we get the facts and we get the knowledge, and we know right from wrong, right? So these people say before and it was there after, but we get a chance and they get out the earth. God get them out the earth and they was gone, Rasta. The men with the ankle, they came back again into the earth again to seek more power again from God. Okay? They come back to seek more power from God. And like I said, Abraham and all of those people was here. Right? Abraham was there. I got more paper here to prove the fact. Abraham was there, right? And you would feel like the people said right here, grasshoppers in the sight. And this is the people in the days of Moses in the land of Canaan to spy out the land, found that giants, Nephilim, Anunnakis, the sons of Anarch was living there. And those people studied technology. Those are the ones that taught men to turn the metal into gold. And to turn metal. Those are the ones that learned men to work metal. Right? Those are the ones that show secrets unto man and reveal certain things. Right? And we must know all of these things. So when we leave that part now, we're talking about accepting the fact of our heritage, that we are black, and that these people was of that kind of descendant too as well. Can you bear that in mind? That is how Yeshua came back and was a descendant of Solomon. Yeshua is the Christ. By bear record, Yeshua is the Christ. That's right. So, in speaking of these Anunnakis and the knowledge that they came down here with, and the Nephilim, the knowledge that these giants and these other animal type people possess, was they like to build pyramids. No, we have to touch the pyramids. We have to touch
The biggest obelisk.
a pyramid goes down, an oval
Obelisk.
goes up, just as below is just what is above. So man, you may see a pyramid like this, and that is up. I can go up in the air for like 600 feet up in the air, and one can go down for like 600 feet down in the ground too as well, and they have them in Abu Ghraib South. Go Abu Ghraib South on camels. You have to go to Egypt, close to the 3 pyramids. But when you get to the close, look for this place, right? And you could go there and you could check out Abu Ghraib. Go and check out Abu Ghraib, right? That is south. Head south on camel, right? Go for a couple miles south, past the Giza Plateau. Just past the Giza Plateau. And then there's some sand dunes behind there, right? Some sand dunes. And then right at the base, right where the sand dunes is, you ain't going up to the sand dunes, just at the base. Because you know the base is like the deck or the bottom or right there. There is the largest obelisk. Not the pyramid, the one that goes down. Just above, the largest one is right there. Hole in the ground, built just like what you would build up. Carrying water, altar, metrotronic stone cutters that they use to cut stones that nobody can understand what kind of machine. I'm just calling it that name, but they don't understand what machine cut the megalithic stones there. Those stones, as like I already said, those stones was weighing tons. They don't understand who cut these. Now remember that these people was creatures, the Anarchs was giants, and they used to fly, and they're celestial, right? Remember the Sphinx that is over 60 stories in the air. Okay, this is a depiction in Egypt that how could somebody or something build something like this 60 stories into the air? How could somebody build that? A mountain was there, a big bulb of rock was there, and they took the rock, okay, and chisel out a lion standing there. There it goes back again to the animal type. A big lion, just like what is here on the depiction, is right there. The lion is right there standing up. And the Sphinx. The Sphinx have the lion right there standing up there. And the lion paw is down, and this is drilled out of a rock to make a lion. And when you say a rock, I mean a mountain. So no stone wasn't used like put this blocks there, put this blocks, let's tie this together. This is not like that. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, like you just go into a mountain and start carve out a big lion of 200 feet long and 60 feet into the air. 200 feet long. One mountain, take out a rock and just make one big rock and go there and chisel. They want a man went up there and chisel. Stop thinking like that, a man went there and chisel. You go there and chisel then. And send children there to chisel. And send other people. You can't stop thinking like that. It is celestial. It was done beyond the reasoning of man, because the people that did it was the animal type people who is the children of honor, or the people that walk around with the ankh, or the ones them that carry already the scepter. Try to see that, people. Try to see that. So when Jah come down from Leo, remember the Orion belt goes wrong. The belt is not a belt around your waist, okay? It is like a convertible belt. The stars in the heavens is like a convertible belt. This is Earth down here on this table. This is Earth. Picture that this is Earth at this level. Let me ring this bell, man. Picture that this is Earth down here at this level, and these are the heavenly bodies. I told you already that the stars goes around. Goes in circles, and then this one come right here and stop right there, like a staircase would, and stop right there, and you just get off and jump off, boom, and there's the gods on Earth. It's no big set of flying that you come down here tired and I'll fly down from up there and I'm tired. It's not like that. It's not like that, Rasta. It's not like that, right? Because these things is celestial, and I want Rasta to know, and I bear the truth for Rastafari. Or for Rastafari, I bear that truth. And I need all of my brethren out there to be into the significance of understanding that power was given unto us with this potter that he put on the clay. If we want to talk about being on the clay, the potter being on the clay, this is something I remember from a boy, and I wasn't going to talk about it too, but since I remember, I must go and say it, right? If you want to think about the potter, and if you want to deny the fact that you was the first, you was the atom, you with that skin color just like me, that you was the first. If you don't want to believe me, is I can go back to show you that it states that we was created in his own image and we was made out of dirt. So when you die, you must go back into the dirt. Even if they burn you, you're gonna go up into the dust and you'll be dirt, into the air, right? So what I learned when I was a boy, is that if you, like how we are made out of clay, as we are made out of clay, when the potter was putting us on the potter's wheel to spin us into clay, okay, what color clay did he take up on a rail? When he was taking up the dirt, the plastic dirt, the clay, don't call it dirt, the clay out of the ground, which we go back to in the RIP of dust to dust, ashes to ashes. When he was taking up that, which color of dirt was he taking up? Remember, he was in Egypt. Okay, Jah was in Egypt, and remember, Egypt for me belongs to Africa. All of that is under the same belt that Jah formed as to be his headquarter as the Holy Lands. It's one place, headquarter. Don't get it twisted. Understand that. Ethiopia shall be the headquarter, and it is the headquarter, because the people have divided Ethiopia into all. Remember, Ethiopia go all the way back to Yemen, people, all the way back to Ethiopia go all the way back to Southern Arabia, all the way back to Samaria, all the way. Think about anywhere up there you think about, you can think about, it belongs to Ethiopia. Trust me. Trust me, it belongs to. And what I'm trying to get at is, what kind of dirt did God use to put on the potter's clay? Because he was up in that side of the world. I would think that dirt would be like my skin color. I don't want to start thinking color, but just to show you, the ones them who's bearing negative record about the pygmy being the potter, being the first to create us out of his own kind, right? Because he was the first God that was like onto man. There's other God that carry other bodies, but he was the first one that was like onto man, that was like somehow or he had a similar to man. The first in our We're not saying that the first that ever out there, that ever come or ever was, but to deal with this earth. He was that one. Maybe some other gods went to some other planet, but the one that came to this earth to deal with that, he was that one pattern. Known by name. And Christ, and he's the same yesterday as he was today, and he's still the same. Right? But remember, sometimes you get hurt by your children or by your husband or your woman or by whatever you get hurt by, and you just want to change up everything. And Jah never changed. And he's still the same. Even if different generations, they call him different name. He's the omnipotent one. He is the triumph. He's the King of Kings and the Lords of Lords. He is Earth's rightful ruler. He controls the universe. The universe belongs to God. Your brain is an angel. It tells God everything. Cherubims is in your head. You're very special. Angel, man. You are an angel. Your brain is an angel. Your brain tells God everything. Every night you go to bed, it bears every record. Yeah? Your mind bears all of this record. So we're on the pyramid and on the belt coming down, and when the belt comes down, the belt of all the stars coming into place. Here comes Sirius, here comes Orion, here comes Venus, here comes Mars, here comes Leo, and then they just jump off. Now when Leo is in this time, remember, the Nile is gonna flood for 70 days. And then after that, the deities is gonna come down. Around that time, the deities is gonna be down here while the Nile is being flooded. So some people want to say that they build the pyramids with water going up there, and they use flood water. Water was going up there at that time, but remember, it wasn't no man on the control tower when the crane was putting them things in together. It was entities. Okay, remember, these people are beings that is not from. These people are beings that is not from down here. And you can accept the Superman story, but you don't want to accept the story that the Anunnakis was here. And I was taught that they was digging for gold. The Anunnakis was looking for gold here, and they did find gold. And gold is very meaningful to them, so that's why they build the pyramids. And when they come down, they used to have a ball right in the pyramids to do with sacrifice, animals, bulls, and all kind of different depiction that was found in the biggest oval, which is the one that you go south on Camel, right at the base right there, away from Giza Plateau where the oval is. There is water being found under there, right? What the pyramids for? Water was being found down under there. There's altars that was made out of granite. There's altars that was made out of all kind of different precious stone. Inside of the pyramids was found stuff like, this is the only pyramid that they found. It's called the Black Pyramid. Yeah, you must check out the Black Pyramid and see why that pyramid was black, and also as well the floor of the pyramid was black. You must check out that pyramid. There's a white pyramid too as well. There's a big crack going through the white pyramid. There's a crack going through that pyramid. I'm talking about the red pyramid. If you want to talk about pyramids, you gotta call pyramids by name, okay? There's a red. Rastafari, you can be a record. And then you talk about pyramids, please talk about the red one. Talk about the black pyramid, okay? Talk about the red, they talk about the black. And there's also the white pyramid. The reason why it is white is that it's made out of limestone. That one was the white pyramid, but the red one was the one that carried the crack. That is like to the precision of how these things is being done. There have to be a machine that cut these lines to form some of these cracks and some of these pyramids. Because the line goes down like that, like straight like a ruler, and then there's a dot. And then down 2 more inches down again, there's another dot, and then another inch again down below, there's another dot. So we can get straight and they get dot. Then what kind of machine created that? There's rock stone, which is granite. This is like when it forms like one of the hardest stones found, which is like marble, granite. It's called. It's a very tough rock, and lots of that is found inside of that place. How do you get granite inside of a place like that? How do you get granite in a place like that? Who cracked those walls? Who cut those walls like that? And anarchists cut those walls. The people of the ant cut those walls. We should know that because these people was drawn on. These people was drawn on to the wall. So we should know these things because these people was on the wall. Alright? And don't forget the red pyramid, the black pyramid. We need to know this pyramid. We need to know about the black pyramid, and the black is on the top of the pyramid. We need to know what that is for too as well. You guys can go and look out that. I know what it's for, but go and check it out, right? You need to know that harmonics used to be played in the pyramids. Music used to be played, different frequencies used to be played in there to activate it, to get it all started up. Now we're glad that I get to this part now. Saqqara is a place in over there in Egypt side, over in that side over there. Saqqara. And there's artifacts there that dates back to 2900 BC. And these artifacts is artifacts that is not known by. It maybe they know because they buy a powerful telescope to know. I'm tricking myself thinking that they don't know, but they know because they bought powerful telescope to look into these things. All right, they bought very powerful telescope to look into these things. And when I'm doing all of these studies, I like to see what the ancient astronauts have to say about these things. Because remember, there was ancient astronauts. And them is the ones that constructed the pyramid. The Asian astronauts constructed the pyramids. Okay? Don't get it twisted, people. Please do not forget that. The 12th planet is Nibiru. Okay? Don't forget that. Which one is the X planet, ladies and gentlemen? That is the 12th planet out there. That is the 12th planet out there. Yeah. Remember, the Sumerians bear these records that the Anunnakis was here. Dead Sea Scrolls bear these records that these people was here. So they used to sing harmonics in the pyramid to activate the pyramid. Remember, I gave you already the hertz that they used to sing in the pyramid, and the hertz was 5, 2. I give you the hertz already that was played. Remember, I give you the hertz already that was played at 528 hertz. That's the love chord. That is the chord that was given on to David. That is the chord that David used to play his harps and his music in his church at 528 hertz. That is the vibration of love. It is a hidden truth by other denominations that don't want you to know the song and the laws of these things. Okay? If you wish to understand the whole universe, people, Rasta out there, I'm going to put it on the screen. If you wish to understand the whole universe, right? This is one of my favorite person to do with the pyramid. I have nothing to do with that time zone. Have said this. His name is Nikola Tesla. Okay? Remember, just before I touch into Nikola Tesla, I'm going to close down and say what I was saying about the pyramids and finish down with the Anunnakis. Touch Tesla. Okay? So, if you wish to understand the universe, family, as a Rasta man, Bob Marley said this. You must think of energy frequency, and vibration. Let's repeat together so that it resides with you. Frequency is a sound, huh? Vibration is a movement, or you know what is a vibration? A reaction of a thing. Nikola Tesla says, if you wish to understand the universe, Nikola Tesla said, if you wish to understand the universe, first think energy. Okay? Think energy first, and frequency and vibration. Think energy, frequency, and vibration if you want to change anything. Rastaman vibration, yeah, Pazzy. Live if you want to live, I and I. Rastaman vibration. Rastaman, please vibrate. You have to vibrate. That's what I'm doing here in front of the screen right now, in front here talking to people. This is what I'm vibrating at. This is what you're feeling me at. This is how I radiating. If you're radiating in violence or in vexness, you have to come out of that and radiate positive and show love, so that you would understand the universe. Because it's not just about us, it's celestial. There's something what they call an ionosphere. I'm going to touch down in there in a minute. There's something what they call the atmosphere. I'm going to touch down in those things, or else we need to know. We need to know. So this is ionosphere. This is Nikola Tesla. This is understanding the universe, understanding the frequency. This is the hertz, that the music that people used to play in the pyramids to do with 5 to 8 hertz, HZ. That is the code of love. If you're a musician, set everything to 5 to 8. It is a hidden truth. David used to play this music in his church. This music, this chord, this number, this chord was given to other. This chord was given, you can't see it, but I have it here written, so just say it. But this chord was given to other denominations, and they hide it away for years. You remember listening to music and just shaking your head. You don't want to dance. Down there's not going on. The reason why down there ain't going on is that the music that you were listening to was designed to do that. They say people like Illuminati using that kind of thing to carry a wavelength through the air. Because remember, if you want to understand the universe, you have to think of frequency. Frequency is control. Meaning noise is you can control people by noise. If it's too noisy outside, you may not want to go there. If it sounds too thunderous, you may not go there. You can control people. You can make people fall in love. You can make people make babies. Out of strictly love and that kind of music, and you know, spooks up their head. You can do that, man. You can do that. So think frequency, people. Don't forget to think the frequency. Think frequency. Think of music. Think of singing. Think of making a song. Think of writing something. Okay, listen to me. Think of writing something. Think of doing a song. I'm listening to a person that was telling me this before we was doing this program, that you should do something, make a project. And this is my project. So I'm inspiring you to please make a project, however small, do an artwork or something. But I'm talking about that music and the hertz, huh? And that is music that David used to play in his church at 5 to 8 hertz. And there's people out there know that. Vatican and them know this, right? But these things being opened up to the pineal gland, which is my third eye, and I'll share the truth for Rasta, okay? Bearing the truth here for Jah Rastafari, okay? So the music used to play at that hertz. So what I said just now, you can imagine the music playing and you're just shaking your head, and that's it. You're just shaking your head. But you can't move the below body, because what happened, that music that you used to dance at like that was designed to do something like this. I showed you this before, right? And this is your chakra system right here. And that music was meant to lock off everything down below here. So all you can do is just shake your head and just do head movements, because that music is choking everything. It's and there's people that know how to hurt these. They don't have to get into your body, but you can hurt these from outside, or you can harm them, or you can. The laws of attraction, all of them work by the laws of attraction, okay? And you can, you know what I'm saying? You can people out there can move you, and what really moves all of these things is, as Bob Marley says, vibration. So if it come around you and I'm a bad man or whatever, or don't put it like that. But if a person comes around you with a negative energy and you standing right there, you can feel it. You don't need a machine to tell you that you're feeling it. You can feel that, frig, I want to get away from this person. You know what? I don't want to see him today. I don't want to see her today. And you're gone. The reason why is that that's the frequency that that person is vibrating at. You got to find your vibrational frequency. This is the frequency that I'm vibrating at right here. This is vibration, Rasta. I'm doing something. When you finish listening to this program, you should get up and do artwork, draw something, make a red, gold, and green stamp, do something of Rastafari. Don't just be Rastafari and not be creative. Be very creative. So, I'm gonna go right now and talk about the close down the pyramid. The Anunnakis use the pyramids. The Anunnakis use the pyramids as a gap, to bridge a gap. It's an element of transport. It's an element of transport whereby it may transport electricity, or it may transport things from one planet to another. But whenever it done, the pyramid business was to transport. But my closest realist conclusion was that it was built to transport. I know something else that is logical than this, but let's put electricity first. Let's put current first. But I know some other things, but let's put current first. That's what it was made to do, to light up Egypt. Without wires. The pyramid body is a form of wire. Like this. The pyramid body is a form of wire like this. It holds a metal inside, and it just carries this so that you can't get shock, or that it doesn't leak out current. The current stays in the wall of inside of this body. So when the V that you see up in the ear like that is this. This is what that is. This. Okay? That's wire. Pyramid is like onto wire. That's the closest that I can bring to show you. If I want to think sentimental, out of this world, I would put it into a different thing, and to say it is like to beam things from one planet to another planet, because the Anunnakis was looking for gold on this planet. That's what the business was about, gold, right? And when they had enough, they went back up to the 12th planet, back up to New Era. So which is the X planet of Vatican looking at right now to see when they're gonna come back, because nobody doesn't know when they're gonna come back, and the may come back. And when they come back, the world is going to be full. All of the Romans, all of those people who was wearing those poor clothes and the hat and the jacket and the tie and all that kind of things, they're gonna think that that's God. When the Anunnakis come in the earth, they can say that that's God. But remember, the Anunnakis locked out. They're locked out for right now, okay? But they can come back, but they are locked out with the keys. I got this another one to show you. They're locked out with the keys. These is keys, okay? They're locked out with the keys that David and Solomon, as David's son, created. This is the key of Lalibela right here. See? Cross of Lalibela is a key. Solomon and his father created this. This is another key here too as well. It's called Vatican City key. They use them as cross. This one belongs to Vatican. Now, these keys was depicted from out of the night sky to do with that big book that I showed you. Astrology. Those keys came out of this. Astrology, okay? Those keys came out of this. Those keys came out of this. This book. That's where those keys came from. And if you look here, I didn't want to point, but I'm going to point. If you look here, you can see Vatican City. You can see Lalibela Cross. This is the key of Solomon here. You see the star, Orion. You see all this is the heavens. The keys is just built off of the stars up there in the heavens. Got their celestial, and just above is just as below. And these are just stars that Solomon reached, stars from the pyramids. And he have the keys, and he locked out the Anunnakis from coming in to this planet. And because he have the keys, he had the power to make them do, not only him, what he want them to do. And if you have a demon and you call him out of a person, you can either make that demon leave, you can put that demon to rest, or you can make that entity be a slave unto you. Do as you command. I said fly up there and bring me down some stone and put them into place. You do whatever. You do things that is not human for me. Solomon had that power. Okay? He did have that power because he understand above our understanding. And despite him unfolding this revelation here of the Genesis, and I'm also going to touch Revelation, I know that there was a Savior. He came. His name was Yeshua. He was crucified by the Romans. Not the Roman Catholic Church, but by the Romans. I'm in Egypt studying Egyptology and African roots to do with the first man that was the atom. If you go into the atom in real life, there's nothing there. Scientists is trying to go there. I can't say that there's nothing there. They want to go there to see what is there. Anyway, that's a different story. And they're trying to go there. They have a machine that's called CERN to go there. They don't talk about none of that. That's what I'm talking about. The CERN, though, check it out. They're trying to catch the atom to see what is outside of time, outside of man. I don't want to go there. CERN, that's the name of the machine. It's like it's like a satellite dish, a satellite that flies up in the sky. You know, satellite, but it's in a building, and it's very expensive to run. Radiation galore. Not a story.